probably think you like obscure music, like cold wave, post-punk, dark wave. Like your tastes are just too out there and the rest of the world just doesn't get it. Well, what if I were to tell you that my favorite song is so obscure that nobody knows who made it? Who the vocalist is, if it's ever been released officially on a label, nothing. I'm talking about the most mysterious song on the internet. This is a viral phenomenon centered on a song that nobody knows the origins of. This is one of the few songs in the world that there is a full recording of, but nobody knows where it came from. Again, nobody knows who wrote this track, but some people have claimed it on the internet for money, for themselves, which is lame. So I won't use the original song in this video. I've asked my friend from the band EXTIZE to make a cover of it, so I'll use the cover song in this video. It's really good. You can download it for free on their Bandcamp and stream it on Spotify as well. Also, they made a super funny music video and you can watch it on this channel, darkTunes, but you'll find a link to the original song in the description. We don't know who made this song, but the origins of the mystery we do know. It all starts in the year 1984. So this kid named Darius S. is doing what everyone does in the 80s, I guess, and that's recording songs he hears on the radio onto mixtapes to listen to later. There wasn't any TikTok, so I guess you just have to find other ways to entertain yourself. Darius S. isn't sure what this song is called though, because as he's putting the tape together for his collection, he writes a question mark where the artist's name usually goes. And for the song name, he writes Blind the Wind. On the internet, there are several other names for it. Since we also don't know the exact lyrics, the song is known as Blind the Wind, Like the Wind, Check It In, Check It Out, Take It In, Take It Out, Subways, and Summer Blues, after lines in fan-interpreted lyrics, acronymed as TMMSOTI or TMS. Now, the other tracks on this tape are ones you might recognize. Let me know if you do. These are the songs played before and after Blind the Wind. We have Heaven 17's Sunset Now, Depeche Mode's Master and Servant, one of my favorites, Malcolm McLaren's One Fine Day, Corey Hart's I Wear My Sunglasses at Night, Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters, Golden Earring's Twilight Zone, Captain Sensible's What? And the Dominatrix's Dominators Sleep Tonight. This was all recorded from the North German public station called Neue Deutscher Rundfunk. Probably butchered that, but we'll call this radio station NDR for short, specifically NDR2, which was the branch of the station broadcasting to Darius's locale, Wilhelmshaven. I think I said that right. Wilhelmshaven. So, 2 years of German, didn't learn anything. So, what do we know about this radio station? They didn't always play the hottest new songs like the one Darius was recording. The generally accepted theory is that Darius had recorded a segment of Musik für junge Leute, which auf English translates to music for young people. Due to the age of the program, however, it's been an extremely difficult and lengthy process for the internet sleuths to pin down the date range. Since Darius does not recall the exact time he recorded the mystery song, I mean, I wouldn't either. What we do know here is that there are several DJs who were involved in NDR2, but none of them remember it either. I'll tell you the names of the DJs, but you're gonna have to forgive me, I'm gonna pronounce all of these wrong. We have Peter Urban, Klaus Weller, House, Jared Timmerman, Paul Baskerville, Judy Golden, Stefan Kuhn. Those were the guys who were active on the station. And to my knowledge, Paul Baskerville is the only one who has been interviewed, and he's also denied any knowledge of the song. The likely date of this track being aired was 29/9/84, and sadly, the DJ most likely to have been at the station at the time has passed away. And who would remember a song they played 40 years ago? Like, I don't even remember what I was doing 30 minutes ago, or like 10 minutes ago. get back to our story. Time passes. Darius is now 20 years older. His tape has sat in storage for that long. He discovers it buried in all his other tapes from the 80s and thinks, what is this question mark song? Every other track has a title, but this one just says Blind the Wind with no artist name. Now, this is the early 2000s, and Darius S. isn't all that savvy with computers. Or, more accurately, there wasn't Shazam or ChatGPT to help him find his mystery song. So he asks his sister, and enter Lydia. She's a bit more tech savvy than Darius, probably has a MySpace, who knows. She agrees to help him, and she posts the song around some Usenet forums that she's a part of. Usenet was, I guess, part of the dinosaur internet before there was even www. insert address here. There was Usenet, and it was a forum and a file sharing network. So this song sat in Usenet forums for 12 years. We are now like 33 years into this mystery, with no one even coming close to remembering where the heck this song came from. Who the artists are, nothing. Darius has searched, Lydia has searched, and they both have come up empty-handed. And in 2019, a new player enters the game. Gabriel Vieira from Brazil discovers the mystery and decides to try to solve it for himself. He gathers all available information and recordings of the song already posted by Lydia and takes to Reddit for a chance at reaching a wider audience. He's posting on the 80s subreddit, goth subreddit, dark wave subreddit. It even makes an entire subreddit for himself called The Mysterious Song, dedicated to finding it. And at the moment of this video's creation, this subreddit has over 45,000 members. As you can imagine, with so many members and so many folks working around the clock to solve this mystery, a lot has happened in the years that this subreddit has been active. Theories have come and gone, ideas have been floated and then disproved, and hoaxes abound. You can imagine that this is the perfect opportunity for a band to claim they made the song as a joke or just like as a ploy to get famous. But lucky for us, the Reddit sleuths are super good at their job, and every possible lead has been followed up on or closed as a dead end. For a song that is hard to identify the nation of origin of, it's incredibly well researched at this point. I could talk about the different roads the internet has collectively walked down and then had to backtrack because the information just led to nothing. Or just another group of artists from the 80s that said, "This is not our song, sorry." I could talk about White Men and Red Plains, which was a hot lead for a while until someone bought the record and uploaded it onto the internet and they were like, this guy does not sound like the same dude. Like, basically the vocals didn't match the booming baritone of our original singer. I could explain the other bands who eventually denied or were disqualified from having made the song, Camouflage, Depeche Mode, etc., but it wasn't them, so it doesn't matter. So thanks to the efforts of Darius, Lydia, and Gabriel, the world now knows about the mysterious song, and it's safe to say whoever the original artists are have achieved internet fame, probably beyond their wildest dreams. But what good is fame if it's anonymous? And that leads us to, where is the search currently? At the time of this video, there are 3 leads that I would consider the most likely to solve the mystery. Right to the chase so you know where things are right now. The first being that this is a lost Alvin Dean recording that he made in conjunction with other musicians at the time. Let me explain. Alvin Dean was the vocalist for Statues in Motion, which is a Greek band with one album that was released in 1983. Their members consisted of Alvin Dean on vocals, Billy Knight, and Ilias Mitsakis. A current bandmate of Billy Knight's has claimed Alvin both sang and recorded guitars on the song. I personally think that Alvin's vocals are a solid match, but we have only Billy Knight's information, not Alvin's, because Alvin is most likely deceased, according to Billy. And Billy Knight of Statues in Motion has been in communication with folks in the search, giving out information here and there and plugging his newest musical project. But Statues in Motion has been a suggested solution since 2007. So why have we not gotten a solid answer on this? Well, when Gabriel and others contacted Billy Knight, he originally said it was not part of Statues in Motion or their catalog or anything. But then a few years later, he said that it was recorded in 1982. And after all, like, yeah, this was our song. Mystery solved, right? Wrong. During the investigation of the internet community, they found out there was a sound in the chorus that is a preset of the Yamaha DX7. This is the synthesizer used in the song, and it wasn't even released until after the record was made. Do not challenge Redditors, they will find holes in your story. And it doesn't help that Billy Knight had a new band he was trying to promote, which in the true crime girly world, that's called a motive, people. But we can't fully discard the Statues in Motion lead. Because I'm just saying, Alvin Dean sounds identical to the mysterious singer of the mysterious song. This is the one I'm going with personally, and all that remains now is to find Alvin Dean, if he's still alive, and ask him to provide proof, if he has it.
Like the winds, you can hear running. Take the consequence of leaving.
The second biggest lead is the Stacey Records agency. Not records as in like big CDs. These records are referencing the German government spying organization at the time, who for some reason have recordings of the radio broadcasts of Music für junge Leute. Anyway, Reddit user SuccessfulBread347, shout out, has contacted what remains of the agency about locating the recordings of this station from the commonly accepted date range that it was recorded. And the response was favorable. The Stacey agency will search for that date range and report back, which is really exciting because this might be the best chance of us hearing the radio announcer state the name of the mysterious song and solve this mystery once and for all. Now, here are some questions that I want answered even if the original artist is found. Who was the DJ who played the song originally? Why did they choose that song in particular? How did he discover the song? Was it sent in as a demo tape? Like, that's the general consensus, but I would love to know for sure. Did he know the band personally? Why were all the songs played before and after, like The Wind, so famous? And yet no one has ever heard of the mysterious song. If indeed this is a side project of Statues in Motion, how did a Greek band's demo tape end up in the hands of a German radio station in the 80s? How is it distributed that far and yet we have no other credible leads on the song? Overall, the whole thing just seems confusing, and it seems like every time there is a credible lead, it's disproven or the suspected band is contacted and denies having made the track. Like, there's just as much to prove this song is part of a certain band's catalog as there is to disprove it. So we might end up spinning our wheels for a long time. And with all this information available after a 30-year search, what do I think? A person on the outside looking in. Well, I do think that this was probably an Alvin Dean side project that fizzled out and left no trace, except for some tapes lost in the storage units of 80s goths who may never listen to them again. It really does sound like Alvin. And as our video comes to a close, I must give a little nod to the third biggest solution, and it's been staring us in the face this whole time. What if the whole song mystery is a hoax? What if Darius S. is the original creator of the song? Or it was made with AI and he just wanted to start a mystery for fun? That would be the most boring resolution, huh? But fear not, because some astute Redditors have more or less proven that it's a real tape. They identified a 10 kilohertz line that runs through the song, which is unique to the German radio station NDR2. It's a stretch to think that the hoaxer went so far as to include the 10 kilohertz line. Like, can you even do that in the frequency spectrum of the song to somehow convince us that it was played on NDR2? Like, that's going pretty deep. So unless this is the best hoax ever in the history of audio engineering, we have a true mystery here. Like, where did this song come from? It's one of the creepiest mysteries I've heard of for some reason. It's like the music is reaching forward in time to us, like asking us, like, please identify it.
In July 2024, the quest to uncover the origins of the most mysterious song on the internet took a pivotal turn. A dedicated user on the song's subreddit unearthed information about Hörfest, a program broadcast by Germany's NDR radio station in the 1980s. This show spotlighted emerging local bands, leading enthusiasts to speculate that the elusive track might have been performed by one of these groups. Delving into historical records, the community meticulously compiled details about the bands featured on Hörfest, including their members and performance dates. This thorough investigation bore fruit on November 4, 2024, when Reddit user Marine1412 announced a breakthrough. The song had been identified as Subways of Your Mind by the German band FEX. The discovery stemmed from an old newspaper article highlighting FEX's victory in a German talent contest in 1984. Their music was characterized as a fusion of rock, new wave, and pop influences. Recognizing a band member's name from Hörfest Records, Marin412 reached out and obtained recordings of FEX's songs from that era. Among these was Subways of Your Mind, confirming it as the long-sought track. Additional songs provided, such as Heart in Danger and Talking Hands, offered deeper insight into FEX's musical style. Heart in Danger exuded a synth-pop vibe reminiscent of bands like Simple Minds or The Human League, while Talking Hands echoed the eclectic sounds of David Bowie's late 1970s work. This revelation not only solved a 17-year-old mystery, but also shed light on FEX's contributions to the 1980s German music scene. The band has expressed plans to reunite and re-record Subways of Your Mind, allowing both old fans and new listeners to experience their music afresh. The journey to this discovery underscores the power of collective effort and the enduring appeal of music that transcends time.
Well, hopefully this song reaches more folks that might know the origin. If that's you, if you're a music fan who's watching this right now and you have watched this far, if you want to support and discover tons of new goth and metal bands so that they aren't lost to time, subscribe to this channel and punch the clock. Have you ever had a song stuck in your head for years, like Darius? Tell us about it in the comments.
Like the wind